I am going to jail in a week and I don't know if I should tell my 7-year-old now or the day of. Tell him now, so he has you around while he's processing that you're going to be gone. Make sure to let him know he can visit, if that's an option. Consider telling his teacher, too. If he brings it up in school, they can be supportive. May not hurt to remind the teacher to keep this information confidential. Tell him now. Kids need time to adjust. My friend's mom went to jail for 30 days over traffic violations in the 90s. And she ended up making friends. The kids were fine afterwards. It will go by quickly. Tell your son the truth and take responsibility for your adult time out. I think it's better to tell him now so that he can digest it and ask you any questions and you can reassure him. Tell him sooner rather than later. The jail or your local library will likely have resources to help him process what it means too. Sesame Street has a good video aimed towards children his age that helps explain jail. Might be able to find that on YouTube. I will say this as someone who had a close family member go to prison for several years suddenly. And no one told me because I was young and they didn't want to scare or worry me. It's much better to tell your child now. I remember being traumatized and upset because no one told me about it until they were gone. It's much better to let your child have a few days to process instead of suddenly springing it upon them. Will definitely be traumatic because it'll be sudden. Thank you for all of your advice. For all of those who are giving advice on how to explain to him what jail is and all that. He is fully aware. I talk to him a lot so he understands the concept of breaking rules as an adult can lead to jail. He's fairly advanced. I will not be telling him that I'm going on a business trip or anything like that because he will find out one day and I don't want him to feel like I would lie to him. I will tell him now. I understand y'all's point of view on not waiting until the day of. I just want this experience to be the least traumatic as I can possibly make it for him. There's a children's book called The Night Dad Went to Jail by Melissa Higgins. It might help you explain it in a way that a kid would understand. Who is going to be his caregiver while you're in jail? Maybe that person could give you advice on this. Especially since they will be the one dealing with however he takes it. Good luck. Tell him in advance. I messed up and have to go to timeout for grown-ups in a few days, but I would really like to do some fun stuff before I go. Can you help me with that? Give him time to process. Tell him now and tell him the truth. Tell him that you made a stupid mistake and you are paying for your actions. He will be upset, but he will also learn that actions have consequences. You have been truthful to him even under the most difficult circumstances and, finally, that in the future if he does something wrong, he will be able to tell you. Good luck to you, friend. Tell him now. My father went to prison when I was 3, until I was 6, and again when I was 8, until I was 12. I know you said only 2 months, but any amount of time matters when you're young. Nothing was ever really communicated or explained to me until I was 9 and then not fully until I was 12, and I am still working through the trauma in therapy at 32. Children understand and are understanding. How do you get 60 days in jail for traffic violations? Did you wreck in a school zone? He's probably a little old for this, but Sesame Street has resources for kids whose parents are in jail or prison. I mean, I know there's a difference between the two. There's stuff for parents, too. Maybe this could help? Sorry to hear about your situation. https sesameworkshop.org/topics/incarceration/. Tell him now. Not in detail, but tell him now. Bud, I'm going away for a little bit. I will come back. And while I'm gone, your mom will take care of you, so you'll still be okay. But I did something silly that I shouldn't have done, and I need to be away for a little while to make sure I fix my mistake. I love you. I'll miss you, and I'll see you when I come back. Give him away a jar full of stuff that he can slowly empty. A paper chain with links he can break to see and understand how much time 60 days is. He can use it to count down until you come home. Stop doing traffic violations. How did this not occur to you the 20+ times you probably got tickets for it? Next time you're driving, maybe after you get out of prison jail, you should think about your son before making an impulsive decision, behind the wheel or not. Tell him now. Also, when he asks how long until you're coming home, don't say, soon. Give him an honest time frame. Nothing worse as a 7-year-old kid than wondering every single week if that's how soon dad comes home. Take my word for it. Edit. Be safe in there. My mom went to prison and no one told me at all. She just disappeared. Did horrible things to my mental health. I was only like 5. I would have preferred someone sat down and told me what was happening as early as possible. Tell him now and spend as much time with him as you can. Answer any questions he has, or reassure him you'll be back. Pink heart.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.